Bada boom, bada bang, bada bop. We are back today with the newest Max Cushion gang member, Nike Vomero Premium. I mean, look at this thing, absolute tank. It says on the bottom right here, let me show you. It says 55 millimeters of stack in the back, 45 in the front. Just absolute absurdity what the Nike engineers have done with this thing. So we are gonna put it through the paces today, and I will let you know whether it's a hype beast or a mileage monster to add to your rotation. Now, if you are looking for a new mileage monster, you are in the right place. An even better place would be the Supwell app. The Supwell app is my app. It's the best buy, sell, and trade marketplace out there. Here's how it works. Somebody might get a shoe like this, or the Nike Vomero Plus, or the A6 Mega Blast. It doesn't work for them, so they list it on the app well below MSRP. Also, people will let you know when the new releases are coming. That's actually how I got this. One of my friends on the Supwell app was able to hook it up. He went to New York and got it for me. People will do things like that. They'll tell you, oh, this random shoe store has a release coming, etc. So if you're looking to join the biggest community of running shoe sickos out there, or you're looking to take your training to the next level, or you're trying to save money on some great running gear, get in with us and enjoy today's video. Nike Vomero, oh gosh, Vomero Premium. My mic is completely offset because I left the camera in a box next to my desk. I'm also in a foul mood this morning, man. Before we get into it, I need to preface that by saying I'm in a foul mood. Oh, I also didn't charge my camera. It's just a comedy of errors this morning, but the main three things were, well, first of all, I did a video on a Mizuno shoe yesterday, so that got no views. It's a Mizuno race shoe. It's like, how does a carbon race shoe, $230, get no views? How does it get no views? It just has to be from Mizuno. So that's the first thing. That always puts me in a bad mood. And then I had to sit in the car for an hour this morning. So on Wednesdays, I've typically been going to the treadmill, so just knock my run out, and then I'll take Mace to school. But today, because we have this bad boy, I needed to do my run after the school drop-off, so I just sat in the car for over an hour in traffic, dropping Mason off. I did have Freddie Gibbs just cranked up to the max, so that's probably getting me even more agitated. And then the icing on the cake with the cherry on top was right before I turned into the neighborhood, I saw a woman walking wearing a Buffalo Bills t-shirt. It's disgusting. So we have the Nike Vomero Premium here. Hopefully this can turn things around. I don't know. But one of my guys, Josh, was able to secure this for me in New York City at the drop. Shout out Josh, putting in work, stacking mileage, doing things for the Supwell community. Man, it's so cool because guess what? I don't get the shoes from the brands. I don't accept any of the free stuff. We pay for everything. I did PayPal Josh for the shoes. Yeah, we pay for everything here. We keep it 100% independent. The brands don't touch this channel. And here's the thing. If I like this shoe, I know people are going to say I'm a Nike fanboy. If I don't like this shoe, I'm a Nike hater. That's how it works. Right? It doesn't matter. I like the Alpha Fly or love the Alpha Fly. I'm a Nike fanboy. I gave the Vomero Plus a B+. I gave the Vomero Plus a B+. And I'm a Nike hater. The overweight divorcees were coming out my neck for that one. It's like, bro, get your mileage up. Go rock the Vomero Plus. It might be the best shoe for standing at the sidelines of your son's high school football game on the weekend where you have visitation rights. I told you anyone's going to get the bars this morning. All right, let me go grab the other shoes. I'm sorry if you're offended. Actually, you know what? We had to set the tone. I had to set the tone on this one. Anyway, Nike Vomero Premium. So it's going to be sitting at the top of the Vomero line. Oh, we have to style these products here before they get their moment in the big time. Hold on. Okay, tuck the laces in. There we go. Nike Vomero Premium is sitting on the top of the Vomero line. We have the Vomero Plus here. This is a shoe that a lot of people have been loving. It's a shoe that I personally like. I gave it a B+. And here's the thing about the people so offended about the B+. This is the common theme. If you plugged all the feedback on the video into an AI and spat it out, it would say, the Vomero Plus is a perfect shoe. I hate the 10 millimeter drop, but it's perfect. So yeah, it is not a perfect shoe. It does have some things that are not 100% right with it. The heel has kind of a weird thing back here. It also does have the 10 millimeter drop, which is a widely disliked feature in running shoes in 2025. But the foam is nice and lightweight. It's protective. It's a fun ride. It was not the most fun out there, but a really nice shoe that gets the job done, provides a lot of cushion and comfort for a long time on feet. It's a shoe that I enjoyed for most of those 100 miles. It's not my absolute all-time favorite, but a solid entry from Nike into the max cushion segment. Now, below the Vomero Plus, I actually didn't bring it out here. Hold on. Bang! Vomero 18. So this thing is the bottom of the Vomero line. This is more of a standard shoe, max cushion shoe, daily trainer. It still has that 10 millimeter drop. So what that is, it means the back of the shoe is 10 millimeters higher than the front. You can really see it on this platform here. It has this wedge effect where it's almost like a high heel with how much higher the back is than the front. It's more of a traditional, maybe outdated platform where you get a ton of cushion in the back, not so much in the front. And it's a relic of a time where the main lever of shoe design was just how much cushion you have in the heel. There weren't a lot of rocker geometries 20 years ago, or no rocker geometries 20 years ago. There wasn't a lot of variety in foams like we see today. It was just EVA, or ethylene vinyl acetate, and the lever that brands had was, okay, how much cushion do we put in the back? And then racing flats were just flat. So more of a traditional platform, but very comfortable shoe in the Vomero 18. The Vomero Plus is also a very comfortable shoe. The Vomero Premium is now sitting on the top. It's the king of the Vomero franchise, and it has the full-length AirPods. So where we have seen the full-length AirPods, I have to go inside again. Can't believe I didn't bring that one out. Hold on. Just turn on the camera immediately saying offensive things. I don't know if that's the best strategy because this is a very popular shoe. It hasn't had a lot of reviews yet, so a lot of people are going to watch this, and I'm just offending everybody. Pegasus Premium. This has the full-length air zoom unit right here that's going through the entirety of the midsole. Very cool shoe. I also did 100 miles in this. I actually did a 100-mile week. The only two shoes I've done the 100-mile weeks in this year are the Mega Blast and the Pegasus Premium, and the theme between these two shoes is the innovation and how they're bringing new things to market. I can talk about the Mega Blast in a second, but with the Pegasus Premium here, this is the first time where we saw the Air Zoom unit implemented into a training shoe like this. You have the top layer of the Zoom X foam, and then you have the full unit going through the shoe. It had this effect almost like a carbon plate or a plastic plate where you could really feel the energy transfer through. It was this gelatinous feeling. Very fun. Not a shoe that I would pull for a lot after. It's funny, I actually did run a treadmill marathon in this, but not a shoe that I've pulled for a lot after. I think just because I did that 100-mile week in it, and I was just tired of how it felt after that. But yeah, not the most stable in the back. That was my main issue with this shoe. And if we look at a lot of the shoes in this category, something like the Skyward X, these max cushion shoes with a ton of technology, they have the plates in here, which adds the stability and allows that 45 plus millimeter stack height in the back to have more structure to it. So some of the best ones are Skyward X, Endorphin Trainer. This is a highly slept on shoe, the Saucony Endorphin Trainer. It has this top layer of Incrediron foam, which is one of the most innovative foam compounds out there. And then bottom layer of the standard EVA with a carbon plate. Another shoe that is great in this category is the Mizuno Neo Vista 2. So this guy has full-length plastic plate to give you some of that snap and rigidity with a top layer of this Energy Next foam. Is it too bright? Let me see. Hold on. I think that's better. I think that's better slightly. Yeah, it's not as blown out. There we go. Then the rocker geometry on this thing is wild. So Neo Vista 2, yeah, it's from Mizuno. It has this. I actually think that might be too dark now. I don't know. It's hard for me to tell. Hold on. I think that's good. I think that's good. Yeah, Mizuno Neo Vista 2, because it's from Mizuno, nobody cares about it. Also, I have it in this navy blue colorway, so that was not great because then people didn't want to click on the video because the shoe looked boring, but far cry from boring. Really awesome shoe. Another shoe that I've put 100 miles on. So these shoes, the mileage stackers, are some of my favorites out there. You get all the technology, you get all the cushion, takes the burden off your legs. They're designed for high mileage. And one more that we have to bring out here is the Puma Mag Max, maybe my all-time favorite in this category. I have 200 plus miles on this thing, maybe even I think close to 250, maybe around 240. So with this one, cool because no gimmicks in the midsole. You just get a tall stack of this nitro foam. There's no plate in here. There's no dual foam. There's no air pod. There's no gel unit. It's just the thick stack of that foam. Great stability because of how wide it is. And this is like a magic eraser. You know those Mr. Clean magic erasers? This is a magic eraser for your running form. You can land sideways. You can land up. You can land down, forefoot strike, heel strike, whatever. It's just a really comfortable shoe that erases any imperfections in your form because of how wide this platform is and how tall the foam is. So Nike is now dropping a shoe to enter this market segment to be the best in this market segment, right? The Vomero Plus here, this is a good shoe, but it doesn't have the same technology as some of these other ones here. It's the 100% non-plated, maybe goes up against something like the Mag Max. It doesn't 100% match what the Mag Max does for me, but was a solid ride, a B plus ride. Maybe some people might argue that it is an A ride or an A plus ride, but still it is almost a last generation type of shoe or just not the most innovative. So Vomero Premium, they're looking to bring something new and fresh. Now, my question with that is a lot of the time when we see brands try to innovate, bring something new and fresh to market, just having the most technology does not necessarily make it the best running shoe. Take the Adidas Prime X Strung 3, for example, which is solid, but I've felt at times, and by the way, this thing, it was so hyped when it dropped, and then I haven't heard about it since. It fell off so quickly, right? The Adidas Prime X Strung 3's fall off must be studied. But yeah, with this thing here, you get the tall stack of foam, and then in the forefoot, you have 2 plates. Now, the ride of it with the forefoot is very stiff. You get a lot of bounce, but I don't know, something about it doesn't 100% shine to me, and it's not that like, having the 2 plates make it a twice as good ride as something with 1 plate like the Skyward X or even a shoe like, I don't know, the Mach X3 or something. It's not like this is a twice as fast shoe as the standard version of this, the Adios Pro 4. So that's my question always with technology. Is the technology delivering us a better experience or is it a marketing point? And to bring it home here, that is why I loved the Mega Blast so much. Not only was this an incredible ride experience, so versatile. You get the lightweight, you get the brand new foam here, no gimmicks in the midsole, no plate, no dual foam, no weird tech. You just get an awesome foam, and it shows that sometimes innovation is simple. In the best shoes, the most innovative shoes are the simple ones. Sometimes you can say more with less. That's not really a philosophy I have on this channel. I say more with more. But with this thing, they stripped away anything extra. They stripped away all the artifice, right? Something like the Evo SL as well is a shoe that's beloved for its simplicity. So having the most technology does not always make for a great ride experience, and this is a corollary to that, and it's an example of something where you just need the simple technology. You need the technology that works, and this is the best shoe of the year, maybe the best daily trainer type shoe ever. So with that, let us see where the Vomero Premium stacks up. If you're still rocking with me and you found my off-color jokes comical, I appreciate you. I had to go back inside for my knife. I don't know how many inside trips I've had. Hold on. Gotta open this bad boy up. Yeah, the great thing is that I'm the only sponsor. So I guess, I don't know, I wouldn't call myself an influencer, but I am the content person, and then I'm also the CEO of the main sponsor of the channel, so I can't fire myself. Woo! All right, Nike Vomero Premium. Look at this. We also got, he also put the bag in there. That's fire. Bro, that's drip. A lot of these moms walking around with bagoo still. You know those bagoo? We off that. But to pull up with the full Nike cardboard bag, flexing on them at the pool. The pool actually closed last weekend, the YMCA pool, so no more pool. But I guess I could take that to the park with a lot of snacks in it. All right, classic orange Nike box. Anytime I have one of these boxes, especially a Nike box, I'm thankful. Because there were a lot of times when I wanted Nike shoes, and here's the thing. We always had enough. I always had enough growing up. I'm so thankful for that. Right? My mom always made sure we had enough, and I was able to get some fire. I could find fire anywhere, man. I would go to Marshall's. I would find the most fire Air Force Ones. My favorite pair of Air Force Ones. They're white, and then they had this color here, the Volt almost, on the sole in a Volt check. Flames. I would find shoes like Dunks at Marshall's, or I find good deals at Journeys. So it's not about the budget, really. You can come clean on any budget, but when I can get a shoe like this brand new in the Nike box, that orange, man, it just makes me so happy. So with that, let us open it up. Bada boom, bada bang, bada bop. Woo, baby. Look at this thing. This is an absolute beluga whale, man. And this is what I'm saying, dude. Okay, look at this. It is just so tall and stacked. I don't know. There's a part of me that's just skeptical looking at it. And it doesn't matter the brand, right? Just looking at this shoe, skeptical of how can a shoe with this much foam and these two pods here be awesome for running. It just seems like it might be a novelty type product. So that's where my point of skepticism is with this thing. I mean, it looks absolutely fire. It seems like it's going to be really fun, but just can it hang with the big dogs? And there's a lot of new tech in here. I mean, just look at this, dude. You get the two air units, one in the back, one in the front. They also have this, the AirPods have this firmer feel to it. They're definitely different than the AirPods in the Alpha Fly. Can you see that? Yeah, they don't have the same tensile fibers as the Alpha Fly AirPod. They're more of, let me see if I can get the right angle on this for you all. Yeah, they're more of almost you know the soft side of Velcro? That's what the inside of this looks like. It looks like the soft side of Velcro, and this is a hard plasticky shell right here. Also, just this design, man. The orange pod, they made it look like it's glowing because they have this spray paint effect of the orange just leaking out. Sick. It's sick. It looks radioactive. But yeah, it looks like I don't know, or like a cleaning pad. I was just talking about the Magic Eraser. It almost looks like that inside here. Yeah, it says Air Zoom. The design of this is just classic Nike, man. They absolutely killed it on the design front. Look at the check. It says Air. Can you see that? It's spelled Air. And, man, I am a Nike fan, and that's the thing. This shoe looks like it's going to be the best Max Cushion shoe, and a lot of the shoes look like they're going to be the best. The Alpha Fly looks like it's going to be the best, and then it is the best. Some of their shoes, like the Vomero Plus, look like they're going to be the best, and then they're the mediumist. So hopefully this is not the mediumist. And then let's take a look at the inside here. We get the Zoom X stamped right on the midfoot. So this is 100% Zoom X. I have no idea if it's the same Zoom X that's in the Vomero Plus or a different Zoom X. We'll see. That's hilarious. Look at this in the back. Not approved by World Athletics. I guess they're going for the Jordan banned. You know the Jordan 1s that he wore that are banned? So I guess it's cool for something to be banned. So they're trying to say that this is banned. I don't think anybody who's eligible for a record-setting performance would attempt to run in this, but Nike is letting you know in the back here, this is not approved by World Athletics. Now, upper, dude, so much cushion in the back here. Look at that. So different upper than the Vomero, what is this? Plus? Yeah, with the Vomero Plus, the upper cuts off. Same thing with the Vomero Standard. Upper cuts off. Vomero Premium, look at this. So Standard, Premium, Plus. This is the tallest. This is also the most comfort-oriented in the back. You get this little Achilles pillow back there. And then tongue, super padded on the tongue as well. We can turn these bad boys around. Yeah, all of them have lots of comfort. I have the same colorway pretty much in all three of them. I guess the new one is the Proto here. But yeah, look at this. Lots of padding on the tongue of Standard. Lots of padding on the tongue of the Plus. And a lot of padding on the tongue of the Premium. And then you get the padding all around the back of the upper as well. And then the actual material of the upper seems pretty similar to the material on the Vomero Plus. A little scratch test. Yeah, very similar. Fit looks very similar. I have all these in a 10.5. I actually found that the Vomero 18, and if you look at here, this tapers the most. I think the Plus was very forgiving and wide. Super comfortable lace-up experience. And then the Premium here looks pretty similar to both of them. Good laces as well. Different sort of laces than the Vomero Plus. The Vomero Plus laces weren't that good, actually. And it's funny now comparing all these three. This is the Vomero Standard here. This has better laces than the Vomero Plus. And they all have slightly different types of laces. And they all have white laces that are slightly different colors. That's funny. But this has almost rope-like laces here on the new Vomero Premium. I really like it. It feels nice. It feels like an REI type of piece of equipment that you would get. So overall, it looks like a well-built shoe. Let me try to do my classic error check on this guy. Can we find any build quality issues? I'm not seeing any glue or panel gaps up here. It's put together like a tank on the upper. Where is it made? Vietnam, I'm guessing. Yes, made in Vietnam. Let's see, inside. Dude, I mean, this is put together really well. We should go down to the bottom. Ooh, lots of Easter eggs on the bottom here. Look at this. That's fire. So they have the same rubber pattern all on the bottom of the Vomero Premium as they had on the Vomero Standard here. So look at that. That's actually sidewalk chalk from my kids right here. But on the outside of the Vomero Standard, you can see all these nubs, right? This square motif. They have that going on the Vomero Standard. They have the square motif right in the middle of the midfoot. We still have the squares, but they've been stretched to be rectangles in the Vomero Plus, and then they're bringing back the square motif with those nubs on the Vomero Premium. And then you also see right here all these measurements. So they say men's 10, the heel is 55.5 millimeters. Crazy. Forefoot is 45 millimeters. Dude, so this might be the new highest training shoe. The Mizuno Wave Rebellion Pro 3 Standard, I measured that in at 58 millimeters yesterday, so I don't know if this is going to top that, but for a max cushion training shoe, this has got to be up there. And just in my hand, dude, this is so wide. I feel like I'm palming a basketball here with the width of this platform. So that should give it some inherent stability. That was my main issue, again, with the Pegasus Premium here. And if you just look at the backs, you can see visually, we don't even have to take the calipers out, visually how much wider the Vomero Premium is than the Pegasus Premium. Pegasus Premium does have this very classic Nike Pegasus feel to it, where it's narrow, it doesn't have the most support in the back, it feels more of like an elevated daily shoe. It's not a shoe that I would recommend you do a treadmill marathon in, even though I did that. The Vomero Premium here, this does look like more of that long distance comfort shoe. Dude, this looks like it could be a banger, man. And just comparing these two side by side, let's see. Yeah, the upper on the Vomero Premium, slightly more comfort-oriented. So thick tongue, the Pegasus Premium, thinner tongue, more breathability. And then Pegasus Premium, this forefoot here, and the upper in general has more of this performance vibe going to it, whereas the Vomero Premium has more of this comfort vibe going for it. So with that, man, let us throw this on the scale and see where this beluga whale comes in. Man, I already know this thing is not going to be a light shoe. This is about to be one of the heaviest Max cushion shoes out there. Nike consistently drops the heaviest Max cushion shoes out there. Let's see if we can get some better lighting on this thing. It's hard to make these numbers pop. Oh, now I'm fighting with the tripod again, man. It's hard to make these numbers pop. You got to get the right angle. And some days I got the right angle, some I don't. And here's the thing, the tripod, what I do is I balance it on the shoebox. Different shoeboxes have different heights. So I think today our angle is slightly too elevated. So that's throwing it off. But we can throw the Pegasus Premium on here first to get the weight party started. Look at this, exactly 350 grams, one of the heaviest Max cushion shoes out there. And the thing is, you think of Air being this light thing, and that's what I would think too, but no, it's heavy. And the reason that this is so heavy though is because with having this Air unit here, there are just trade-offs that come with this. So you can see again all these tensile fibers here, which is what I was saying. This is a different type of Air unit. This is very much similar in look to a stretched out Alpha Fly Air unit, whereas in the Pegasus or the Vomero Premium, totally different type of Air unit. This is 100% a different experience. I don't know if this is more similar to what's inside of the Pegasus or if they built this from the ground up for this shoe, but it is a lot different than what we're seeing in the Pegasus Premium. And then with the Pegasus Premium as well, you get this, it's like a plastic piece on the bottom that's holding the Air unit there, and then a lot of rubber, very thick rubber, some of the thickest rubber that I've seen on a running shoe. And some people complained with this guy that, and even I noticed this as well, the toe off was just super weird because you get just a bunch of rubber stuck up in the front. So rubber does not return energy like a foam does. Rubber does not return energy like a race foam does, right? Rubber will stop your progress. So that's what you're getting up here, just super thick rubber underneath all the race foam and all the Air. So hopefully that's cleaned up in the Vomero Premium. And if we look at this toe off here, they've shaved down that rubber significantly. They've stopped the Air unit well below the forefoot. So the toe off here is all ZoomX. That is a thick stack of ZoomX. Also, they haven't tapered the ZoomX as aggressively as in the other shoes, which is nice. So look at the Vomero 18. They taper that foam super aggressively, so you're barely getting any foam underneath the forefoot. So this is a Nike that barely has any of those Nike characteristics to it, right? It doesn't look like a 10-millimeter drop shoe. It doesn't have that classic ground feel situation up in the front. Well, we'll only see when we run it, but it doesn't have the effect of being super thin up in the front. You get more cushion and more stack. So some of the other Max cushion shoes that are bringing the heat and the tech in this category, Skyward X. Have to zero out the scale here. And I'm hoping Hoka puts the aliphatic TPU in the new version of this, but also a beluga whale, 334 grams. Mizuno Neo Vista 2. Not a beluga whale, 284 grams. So what they've been able to do with this new foam here is pretty remarkable. It's incredible. Such a lightweight for a tall stack. And if we go to my personal favorite, Puma Mag Max, this guy's on the medium side of a Max cushion shoe, 315 grams. Now, the newest release, another one of my favorites. This is more of a favorite for a speed-oriented daily, whereas the Mag Max is way more comfort-oriented. Asics Mega Blast here is so lightweight, man, just around 250 grams. That's 247 grams. Pegasus Premium was 350 grams. Just wild, right? And this is what I'm saying about less is more sometimes with the technology. They've just cleaned it up, offered such a simple, streamlined package here, and it's an absolute banger. So with that, let us see where this absolute monstrosity of a shoe weighs in. I already know it's going to be well above 300. Oh my gosh, dude. Oh my gosh. 360 grams. So even heavier than the Pegasus Premium. Oh, I should have mentioned, by the way, that Pegasus Premium, this guy is also a size 11 because that's all I could get my hands on at the time. All these other shoes are a size 10.5. So in a size 10.5, Pegasus Premium probably would have been around, 343 or something. So, man, significantly heavier than the Pegasus Premium. I think this has the crown for the heaviest Max cushion shoe and the heaviest running shoe of 2025. Let's give it up for Nike, man. And this is what I'm saying. Sometimes it's just, I don't know, it's hard because it looks awesome. You have all this technology, but then on foot, this is going to be a massive shoe. And one of the other reasons why I'm skeptical about it is because Connor Mance left this comment on Strava. What he said was somebody asked him, how do you use the Vomero Plus and the Vomero Premium? And I'm paraphrasing here, but what he said was essentially the Vomero Plus is a shoe that I use for a lot of mileage. The Vomero Premium is an injury prevention shoe. It's a good shoe for increasing mileage without the risk of a stress fracture. And I actually don't see him running in this a whole lot. I see him running in the Vomero 18 more and the Vomero Plus more. So it has a lot of technology. I'm just not sure how many miles I'm actually going to put on it, right? But something like the Adidas Prime X Strong 3 with all the tech is just a cool shoe to own and to run in occasionally, even if it's a novelty item. Let's do the right side here, but I guess that's my fear with it, that this is more of a novelty item than a legit long-distance running shoe. Oh my goodness, there has to be something inside here. Okay, thankfully. Yeah, that had the shoehorn in it. That was 380 grams. I was about to say, that's terrible QA. Decent QA. Look at that. A really good QA, actually. Less than a 1% difference. That's like a 0.5% difference between these two. 363 grams on one side and 360 on the other side. So they are put together really well. It looks awesome. You get all the technology. It's a lot of money, but they are delivering so far, at least in terms of the build quality. So with that, let us put this in the stack grader and see how tall this guy really is. So yesterday, I asked who would be the best rappers on the Stack Check beat. And here's what we got. First, somebody suggested ODB, Old Dirty. Just trying to think of another word. Honestly, though, I don't think I've ever heard ODB rap. I'm serious. I know that's embarrassing, but it's just, what am I supposed to do? I was born in 95. I can't change the reality. So ODB, I'm just going to have to pass on that one. Currency was another suggestion. Currency can rap on anything. I could see him being a good rapper for the Stack Check beat. Somebody else suggested Coast Contra. Never listened to them. I think they're one of these modern West Coast rap duos, melodic or something. I don't know. Not really in my rotation. Cypress Hill. And I think some of these people are just, maybe you don't know any rappers, so you're just suggesting the one rapper you know. Cypress Hill, definitely not. G Herbo. That makes the most sense in terms of the sonic qualities of the beat. And our friend Benjamin, he laid out an argument. It's a drill type beat. It has a lower BPM. G Herbo has the voice and the flow to match. I would agree that makes the most sense sonically. However, whenever I hear G Herbo, I just think of when I got injured and missed my goal marathon time by 19 minutes in 2022. So I can't really listen to G Herbo anymore. So we're going to have to pass on him. The best answer was Project Pat. I could totally hear them. Project Pato, have to check the stacker. Fire. So shout out to whoever suggested Project Pat. Maybe we throw Currency on there too, just for the vibes. And I think Rick Ross would be able to tear up that Stack Check beat. Oh. All right, we're going to measure in all these Vomeros first. So we got the Vomero Standard, 100 miles. Boom. 38 millimeters at 100 miles. That's crazy because it was well above 40 out of the box. Vomero Plus, a.k.a. B+. Boom. 42 52 millimeters. That's 41.95 out of the box. Let's do the Pegasus Premium for good measure here, just to get a comparison. Bang, 42 millimeters. All right, the newest Max Stack monstrosity to hit the shoe market. It's so tall, it's even rubbing up against the Stackerator. That's crazy. Let's see what they say here. They say 55 in a men's 10. This is a 10.5. Ooh, lower, 53.8. I was hoping we'd get blown away. I was hoping this would be 59 or something. Anything above 50, that's tall, though. I think the other tallest shoes, one of the Speedland shoes, maybe the Speedland Under Armour shoe, came up to 49 millimeters or something. Okay, we got 54.9 on the second. So, yeah, it's right around 53, 54. Get one more measurement, center of the heel cup here. Yeah, 54. So we could call it 54. I'm surprised. I thought we were going to be 56, 57, 58. Let's get the left side here. Should be fairly similar. Ooh, left side is a few millimeters lower. Let's see. That was 52.5. Yeah, 53.4. Regardless, 53, 54. Very tall shoe. Let us see how this thing feels on foot. Started the whole Max Cushion Gang thing, but this shoe just seems absurd to me. Just why? Why? Sometimes more and bigger and taller is not actually better. So there are limits, right? It's like SUVs are getting so big, but there are limits to it. We're not going to have soccer moms driving 18-wheelers. But sometimes it actually seems that's the direction things are going. Man, this is just massive, dude. This is such a tall shoe. Holy cow. It's just so big. Yeah, I'm so tall off the ground. Nice rocker, though. That's the first thing I'm noticing. Real nice rocker. We'll see how it does out there on the run. The geometry, though, I do think it's pretty similar to that Vomero Plus geometry that fooled me. I thought it was going to be a big rocker, and then it was pretty flat with a weird heel. There is some of that, so we'll have to just keep an eye on that. And what did they say? It is a 10-millimeter drop still, which is just crazy, right? Yeah, they say 55.5, 45.5. Just wild. So we'll see how that translates out there. But fit of this, nice and forgiving, like the Vomero Plus. Comfortable upper. All the Vomero shoes, they do really feel the same. Oh, gosh. I can feel that air unit. When I step on the front, yeah, I can feel something different in the foam there. But the fact that the shoe is so heavy, it's making me feel like this Zoom X is not the same that's in the race shoes. It's got to be the same that's in the Vomero Plus, but I'm not sure. And can we get a squish test here? Dude, this is the thing about Instagram, too. If you want to have a viral shoe try-on video, you just have to do this. Like, our videos with the cool music and everything, they don't do that well. Some of these videos will be like 7,000 likes, 500,000 views, and it's just a dude like squeezing the shoe in his hands. I don't understand it, man. I'm not good at social media. All right, let's do a walk test. Question: is the Nike Vomero Premium just a hype beast shoe that you can run in? That's kind of what it feels like with them doing the release strategy, just releasing it at the flagship stores. They sent it out to all their influencers with custom names on the boxes. They are really trying to drive the hype, match the Evo SL, match the Mega Blast. Is that what this is? And it also has that classic Nike look to it with the Air stamped on the side. Is this just an Air Max that you can run in again? Is this just a hype shoe you can run in? I don't know. Anyway, the feel of it on that walk, very cushioned, man. Super floaty. And it doesn't feel like a super heavy or big shoe. It feels big in that I'm protected from the ground, but it doesn't feel cumbersome or heavy. And it's not super soft, but it is so floaty. So I think this is going to be a fun ride, man. I'm excited. I actually don't have that much time this morning. I'm getting a very late start because of the entire car traffic situation this morning. But here's the thing. I've been talking about it this week. The whole theme. Don't sit on the fire. If you have a fire foam, release it. If you have a fire shoe, drop it. If I get a fire shoe, I need to do the video and figure out how to get it done. So I think we might only have time for 10 miles this morning. Normally I would have liked to go 14 or 15, but that might not be the worst thing anyway, because I did go 25 miles yesterday. I went 17 in the morning, 8 in the afternoon. Also, the last shoe I ran in was the Asics Gel Nimbus 27, one of my favorite max cushion shoes. So that'll be a nice palate cleanser and also point of comparison to this thing. So with that, let us do it.
Just lost half my audience with the divorce jokes. It's okay, I'm gonna start targeting a younger demographic anyway. Gotta get my Riz up. I like my aura. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Dude. Dude. Whew. I mean, early overreaction. We're just 2 minutes in here. Not even. Let me see. 1 minute. We just hit 1 minute. This feels like a big, heavy, unwieldy, cumbersome, overbuilt shoe. I get what Connor Mance is saying now about if you want to increase mileage without a stress fracture. Like, there is just so much between your feet and the ground, man. It feels like a tank, but also just feels so heavy and unnecessary. Just why? If this were a car, you know what this would be? This would be the Hummer EV. That's what this feels like. Just expensive, massive, looks cool, but just why? Why does this need to exist? Gosh, dude. Man, this is heavy. Let me try to, I don't know, dude. Yeah, I'm trying to step on it to get some bounce. I don't know, man. I'm not getting the crazy bounce that I expected. It feels a lot more restrained than the Pegasus Premium. Maybe it'll take some time to break in. Oh yeah. Downhill, that's better. Dude, this is just so big. This shoe is the definition of diminishing returns. You know what the point of diminishing returns is? I know I have to spell everything out on YouTube. It means there's a point where adding more or doing more is not going to give you the desired result. All right, for example, mileage. If you're typically running 40 miles a week, training for a 5K, maybe you increase your mileage to 50 or 60. But once you get past that, there'll be diminishing returns. The gains will become smaller and smaller. And then there'll also be a point where the gains won't even be gaining anymore. Maybe you'll be losing. This feels like we're into the diminishing returns territory. All the foam here has severely compromised the weight of the shoe, and I can feel how heavy it is, man. 360, that is heavy. I think that's heavier than the New Balance More V6. And the reason I like the Mega Blast so much is because you're getting all the new tech and it's breaking the paradigm. This is not breaking the paradigm. This is just stuffing a lot of old technology into a shiny package. It's definitely not bad though. There's a fun bounce to it for sure. I think it's gonna break up and open up, or break in and open up. Just feels very heavy compared to what I'm used to running. Even, so I was saying, the Nimbus 27, that was the last thing I ran in. That's 315 grams. And that feels like a big shoe. A lot of people say the Nimbus is too big for them. This is like the Nimbus if the Nimbus were an offensive lineman who retired and did not go into a career in television. Our mile 1, 8:27. Picking up the pace slightly here. Feels like there's landing zones. So either heel, if you land on the heel, you get that pop of the pod back there, or if you land right on the forefoot, midfoot shuffling, not so much. Man, I just can't get past the size of this. Just a gigantic shoe. I just wonder if this would be better 10 millimeters lower, right? 45, make it 45, 37, 8 millimeter drop or something. I don't know you need all this foam. It also has some of that thing where it's a heavy max cushion shoe, and I find myself wanting to pick up the pace some to get the nice bounce off the front. And the slower I go, the more noticeable the weight is. I can also hear the pod. It's kind of like the Alpha Fly. It's about to be the best shoe of 2025 for flexing on your ex-wife. You show her. You show Deborah. You and your new intern girlfriend put the pull-up clean in the matching Vomero Premium. Let them know. Deborah's about to be down bad after this one. Yeah, man, if you got a girlfriend, a fiance, a wife, my suggestion, take the 200 and I actually don't even know how much this shoe is. I think I paid $250 with taxes. Shout out to Josh for taking care of the shipping. Take the $250 that you would have spent on this. Matter of fact, let's up it. Take the $275 USD that you would have spent on this. You got two options, actually three. First, you could open up a Roth IRA, after tax retirement account, put it in there, start maxing out your contributions. I need to get on that grind too, but basically I'm investing all my money in Supwell, and that's the thing, you got to bet on yourself. But that's my first one. Second one, some sort of a 529 education account. And what I learned recently is they changed the rules so you can now pay for private school with 529. It's not just college. Or just take your girl out on a date. $275. That's a nice date right there. Depending on where you live, you could even do some sort of spa situation, get a nice hotel room, champagne if that's your thing, or get a nice non-alcoholic bottle of wine if it's not, flowers, the whole shebang. That's my suggestion. And then you won't have to be flexing on Deborah, because you could be happily married like me. Mile 2, 7:57. I'm actually starting to work with this shoe more. I think it's gonna take some time to open up. But yeah, it actually is really fun. Man, I hated the Mag Max. Not hated, but I didn't like the Mag Max out of the box. A lot of these big shoes, I don't love out of the box. So I'm gonna give this some time. But I'm starting to see some of the better qualities of it now, 15 minutes in. I'm getting more of that bounce. I'm getting more of that smooth ride. It does not have the weird heel thing of the Vomero Plus that I didn't like. It doesn't feel like a 10mm drop shoe. It feels like a 6. Yeah, I'm definitely seeing some of the nice qualities to it now. It's fun. Fun and cushioned with good bounce and protection. Yeah, not a speedy shoe, but I mean, it's coming alive a few miles in here. So I haven't given up hope yet. You hear how loud this is? Loud and squeaky. Man, this is very much a rhythm shoe though. I can feel, once I get it going, he's like the Alpha Fly. Once you get the Alpha Fly going with the AirPods, it's just pop, pop, pop. This is similar. Just bouncing me along. It's fun. It's very fun. I have to give it that, man. It is like wearing 2 heavy trampolines on your feet. It is 100% not disappearing on foot though. Oh yeah, man, on this uphill, it's things like this where I can feel the trade-offs of the platform, right? Like going up the hills, when the rhythm gets thrown off, it's a big shoe, but then going down the hills just pulls you forward. Man, this might be the best treadmill shoe. Just set it and forget it. Straight line on a treadmill. Your heart rate would probably be like 95. It's the thing now, people want to say I'm an Asics fanboy or whatever. I appreciate greatness in all its forms. That's the thing about the internet. Small-minded, low-mileage peons want to tear down the Chiefs, want to tear down Asics, want to tear down anything great. Talking about, oh, this is an Asics channel now. Turn your mom's house into an Asics channel. Don't play with me. Put a hater mom in the Mega Blast. About to drop a bomb in the Mega Blast. This a lot heavier than the Mega Blast. Dog, I wish I were in the Mega Blast. Man, going uphill with these on tired legs, not my favorite. Not my favorite. And maybe it's because my legs are beat up, but isn't that the point of a shoe like this? You're supposed to run in it when your legs are beat up. I mean, otherwise, what's its purpose? I think that's my issue with this shoe too. Like, what is exactly the purpose of it? I mean, maybe it's just to be a fun innovation product, and we don't need to think too hard. Yeah, this really has two different feels to it. There's running in a straight line on flat ground or downhill, and then there's everything else on the turning, on the uphill, if you're jogging. You gotta get it singing. Right now, this is a very slight uphill, but flat is singing. Yeah, if you run in a super flat area without a lot of turns, this is gonna be a really fun one. Yeah, 3 miles in here. So I'm enjoying my experience. If I were just given this for free or a random Wednesday morning, it's fine. Not fine. It's really fun, right? But from the review perspective, when I put on my critical thinking hat, my analysis hat, there just are a lot of things that are not so great. It's mixed experience. It's just such a massive shoe, not the easiest to get going. Borderline just feels like overkill. Actually, we're not on the borderline, we're deep into Mexico at this point. Yeah, but then when I get it going downhill, it's great. So yeah, I think it's hard sometimes with the internet. Nuance gets lost. It's either you're a Nike lover, you're a Nike hater, this is a banger, or it's trash. There's no room for the gray zone, but this is a gray zone shoe for me so far. There's things that I really love about it, and then there's things that I don't love so much about it. And of course, we're 3 miles in. But it's gonna take some miles to really figure this out. Yeah, I don't know, man. I kind of hate it and I kind of love it. And I think I hate how much I love it. And I love to hate it. It's one of those. It's one of those. Oh, man. Flexing on my ex in the premium. Feel like Drake, how I'm scheming up. These boys call me light, so I'm beefing up. Out of all the shoe tubers, I'm the deepest one. Yeah, this is getting more enjoyable with some mileage. It's also funny, the faster I go, the more bounce I'm getting. 7 flat pace, more bounce. Yeah, I don't even think I can give this one a letter grade today. I don't need a bunch of guys angry that their ex won't respond to their texts, leaving mad comments at me. I've got to say, man, this is very nice on the legs. After a tough day of training, you know, I'm coming off one of my toughest periods of training. Sunday, 22 miler with 6 at marathon pace. Yesterday, that 25 mile day with 10 at threshold, average 5:24. So legs are feeling shot, and these are just so easy on the legs. Yeah, man, I'm liking these more than I thought. Oh, I love my wife. I love my wife. Ah! Oh, I love my wife. I love my wife. Ah! Anybody remember that meme? Did not age too well. Or maybe it aged as it should have. So man, this kind of feels like an engineering feat. And it's not an ASICS engineering feat where it's so light and it's breaking the rules of physics. No, it's in the other direction. This is so heavy and preposterous that it shouldn't work. It just shouldn't work, but it does. It defies logic. I guess it is breaking the laws of physics, but in the other direction. I mean, I really thought this was gonna be, or I was fearing that it was gonna be a brick. It's not. It's not. Man, when you get this thing going off the front, the bounce is incredible. It really is. And it's just locking me in. Such a fun shoe, man. Man, I always talk about these shoes as being experiences. This is definitely a different experience. It is. It might be like going hiking in the middle of a remote Nepalese village. Some people are gonna love it. Some people are gonna hate it. It's gonna make some people miss their exes. But it sure is a different experience. And for that, it's an A+. And I know a lot of the shoe sickos, that's what you seek out. It's like wine or watches or collecting any sort of memorabilia, looking for that unique hit. This is unique for sure. It is unique. It's hard for me to really review it as a straight performance running shoe because it's so different and it's so odd, but it works. It really works, man. It does. Now, before we get carried away here, this is not the A6 Mega Blast. It's just not. It's, if I had to pick between those two shoes, and if you just got the Mega Blast and you're not trying to end up in a Deborah situation, then you made the right decision. Or if you're deciding between them, Mega Blast, just more versatile. This is really fun, but this isn't the one that you're gonna want to take home to your mom. Oh man, I'm getting carried away here. Yeah, this is the one that she told you not to worry about. Now, another cool thing happening here is, it feels like I can put down more force with less impact. Right? So that is one of the trade-offs of the weight. And if you're jogging, it doesn't matter. You're not putting down a whole lot of force. When I get more into my running paces, it's almost like running a 7:30 and these feels the same impact-wise as an 8:30. Incredible. It's like what On wants you to believe about the Cloud Tech. This is so cool. It's just cool. Yeah, there's no real way to measure what I'm talking about. It's not an efficiency thing. It's not a heart rate thing. It's not like it's making the effort feel lower aerobically. I mean, maybe it's doing that too, but that's not exactly what I'm saying, or that's not what I'm saying at all. It's the pounding. So I get what Connor Mantz was saying about eliminating or reducing the chances of getting a stress fracture. Of course, there's no shoe that can prevent injury, but the protection and the way this platform responds to force is top notch and totally unique. I've never experienced anything like this. And I think that's what a lot of people are expecting out of this shoe. Something different. This is it. And at school drop-off today, there was a murdered out brand new Lincoln Navigator. It looked like a spaceship. That's what these are. It's the Lincoln Navigator Max, or whatever they call it, extended wheelbase. It's luxury. It is. You don't need it. You can get a lot of the same stuff out of the Vomero Plus, or the Ford Expedition, or even the Ford Explorer, right? The Vomero 18. But this is just, man, this is rubbing my back and calling me daddy. Now, from an engineering standpoint, the reason it feels so different and unique is because you're getting 55 millimeters, which is just as tall, if not the tallest, taller than anything else, just as tall as the tallest, or maybe it is now the highest. So the highest stack height we've ever experienced without the carbon plate. But the pods are giving us a stiffening agent that is not stiff. So that's the unlock here. They were able to stabilize a massive stack of decently soft foam with something that's not giving you the feeling of rigidity. It's genius, man. It really is. So whereas in the Neo Vista, you have that plastic plate in there, with this, you have the air units. Whereas in the Super Blast, you have a stiffer foam. With this, you get the soft foam in the air units, man. It is brilliant. Brilliant strategy, brilliant design, and brilliant execution, man. It's not gonna be for everyone, but it is just so cool. I love it. I love it. The main question for me though comes back to the weight, because Skyward X, for example, very similar to this in terms of the balance, the fun, the protection. Of course, that has the carbon, but also a heavy shoe. And I never took it past, I think, I don't know, 14, 15, 16 miles. Just kind of like the idea of running a 20-mile long run in that. So we'll have to see how this stands up for time on feet. We're only 51 minutes in here. We also need to give Nike kudos for the fit of the entire Vomero line. They really fix those narrow toe boxes. This is super forgiving. Yeah, this is just comfort and luxury and getting cradled and coddled and cuddled and loved. I love it, man. This is like a chocolate covered strawberry in a bed full of rose petals. Shoes like this are how you end up with a vasectomy. Every time I think we found the limits of stack, I'm just proven wrong. It's not this shoe. I think the most similar shoes to this would be the Glizzy Max and the Skechers Aero Burst. Two max cushion shoes with a nice roll, fun tech in them, and that pop off the forefoot. Yeah, they really fixed the toe off from the Peg Premium to this, because that was I guess one of the main issues. But with the Peg Premium, the front, that thick rubber and hard foam, complete opposite here. You get the soft Zoom X in the front, and it's really nice. Also, the stability isn't terrible. Oh man, here's the thing though, going up this hill again, and now it's a chore. So there are some trade-offs for sure. It's not perfect. Mile 9, last mile here. Yeah, when I'm tired, I can feel the size and the weight of this. Dual character shoe for sure. It's a mixed bag.
Man, that was one of those runs where back half, that was just tough. It's later than normal. It's like my breakfast is all worn off. I'm hungry. Is the tripod slipping? Or am I tripping? I think we're good now. But yeah, let's see what we got here. 10 miles, which is on the shorter side for me now for a morning run. Nice recovery run. Man, the Garmin is so slow. 7:58 pace, 1 hour, 22 minutes, 1 second, average 126 heart rate. This is a fun shoe, man. Fun, comfortable, and different. Those are the words I would use to describe it. Such a tall stack of foam. We can't see some of those break-in lines now. And just the level of protection and pillowy, I think like pillowy comfort, or just the platform here is totally different, man. It's a unique shoe. If you're a sicko looking to try something different, go ahead and pick this up. If it's a question of more so, is it worth the experience, not is it worth the money, if you're going to spend the $200 regardless, or if it's not a budget breaking shoe for you and you just don't want to go out of your way to get something that's going to be disappointing, it's definitely not going to be disappointing. That's the headline. The bigger question to me is, how would someone who's actually mindful of the budget, looking for a specific training shoe, use this? And is it more than a novelty item? And that's the part where I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. I mean, we're going to need more than one run to figure that out. His first 10 bands. Let's applaud the brother. You do that 10 times, now you're on to something. Benny the Butcher took the money to the plug's house. Benny the Butcher is also the rapper with the highest delta between his best songs, flows, projects, and then the worst. He's a high ceiling. See, this is where we get the language mixed up. Benny the Butcher, high ceiling, low floor rapper. The lows are low. They are low. And then the highs are high. He's like the street version of Chance the Rapper. Lows, very low. Highs, very high. Man, took the money to the plug's house. That is an absolute banger. That Alchemist beat, with the way the drums are swinging, that classic Alchemist drum swing, the keys, ding, ding, and then Tana Talk 3, that whole thing. I mean, no skips. You got the Alchemist, you get the Derringer, just absolute heat. And then some of his latest stuff, though, oh gosh. See, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's the issue. It was good, and then I tried to make it perfect. That's what happens if you try to make things perfect. Then they're not going to work out. And that's what Benny the Butcher did. He had a good setup with Griselda. He said, let me try to take it even farther. Let me see if I could go mainstream, sign with Rock Nation. And then he was dropping a whole lot of not my favorite music. And now he's tried to find his way back. But low floor, high ceiling, contrary to someone like Boldy James, man. I don't think I've ever heard a bad Boldy James song. I mean, there's some stuff that's not my favorite. He has some lines where I think, oh, maybe I've heard him use a bar similar to that before, just because he drops so much music. But there's no Boldy James song I've heard. I'm like, oh, it's trash. Benny the Butcher, plenty of trash. But I had to fire up that took the money to the plug's house, because that's what we're doing today in the Vomero Premium. We have a hype shoe here. New shoes, guaranteed views. I'm happy, man. I know a lot of people are going to be watching this one. Nike Vomero Premium, that's what the people want on this channel. We got to give you dopamine. Just new shoes straight to the face. You see this? Have you ever seen this before? You might have on Instagram. You might have seen one of those videos with 3 million views of a guy squishing the heel. You might have seen it actually. I think we've actually started seeing the leaks of this 6 months before, but you never seen it on this channel. And as of, I think 1 or 2 days ago, I didn't even see any full YouTube reviews. Let me check right now if there are any full YouTube reviews, because nothing makes me happier than being the first. But I did see a lot of the influencers were getting the custom pairs shipped to them in the boxes. Vomero Premium review. Nike Vomero Premium full review. Believe in the run 1 hour ago. 8 hours ago. Okay, I guess it was today embargo day or something. So I missed it by 1 day. Anyway, we're one of the first. Nike Vomero Premium, tall, max stack, behemoth. Is it a hype beast or is it a mileage monster? It's a little bit of both, man. And first few miles here and out of the box, I was just so skeptical Nike could make this package work. There's so much foam, there's so much weight, there's so much bulk. The new heaviest road running shoe of 2025. I'm sure there's some random Under Armour shoe out there that's heavier, but of the mainstream releases, this is the heaviest, much heavier than even the New Balance More V6. That was 330 grams, and topping its own. It's like when Sydney McLaughlin-Laroni breaks her own world record. She just keeps resetting it by 0.3 seconds or whatever. That's what Nike is doing, except for the heaviness of its max cushion shoes. The last record holder was the Vomero Premium. Again, that was a half size bigger, or the Pegasus Premium was a half size bigger than this. So let's call that in the 340s in a 10.5 likely, and then they dropped this 360. But weight is not everything, and I always want to contextualize this, and I feel like I'm part of the problem because I have a whole section with the weigh-in, and we dropped the beat, and we have the cool Western title card with the typeface. It says weigh in. We bring all the shoes. We have the coffee scale, and I make a whole big deal about it. We do the song and a dance about the shoes' weight. However, what I was trying to say last week when I was showing the A6 Metaspeed Ray is that weight is not everything. There are always trade-offs when it comes to the weight of a shoe. Always. Whether it's the Mega Blast or the Super Blast or the Nike Streak Fly or the Metaspeed Ray or the Vomero Premium, the more weight you get corresponds to, correlates to the more material. Less weight, less material. And of course, the different types of foam compounds can now shift what that equation actually is, but foam is material and foam always weighs something, even if a foam like the FF Leap is so much lighter than the Zoom X here. But the equation is more material, more weight, right? Less weight, typically less material, and we can have a shoe like the A6 Mega Blast that has a really light weight with a lot of foam, and that's a cool engineering trick. Now with this one, there's no magic to it. You get a whole lot of material, you get a whole lot of weight. It's pretty much what you'd expect looking at this shoe. It is a massive, heavy shoe. However, it really moves along, and that was the surprise for me with this. Man, it bounces, it bops. It's not a blast, but it is potentially a bloop and a blast. It's not an A6 Mega Blast, but it does bounce you right along. And the way that the Zoom X interacts with the AirPods is a really cool experience. So if you got the Pegasus Premium and you like that, you will like this. I actually did really like the Pegasus Premium, and this is a more refined version of that feels even better for running on the roads, and it cleaned up a lot of the issues that people had with the Pegasus Premium. The stability was actually not bad at all. Now, I'm not a runner who runs in stability shoes typically, but
I can appreciate them, and especially for today, man, I'm coming off this super high mileage period. Yesterday I had 10 miles at threshold pace, so my calves are gonna be beat up, my feet are gonna be beat up. I want some stability today. I'm not gonna come out here and rip mile repeats in the streak fly after a day like that. And it wasn't bothering me at all. And the Vomero Plus, I don't know what the right word is to describe the issue that I was having, and other people have described it as well. It's not necessarily an overpronation type of stability. It's just this weirdness with the heel, that ball feeling. This does not have it. The geometry is a lot cleaner than in the Vomero Plus. Now, I'm not saying this is a better shoe than the Vomero Plus. This is also a 10-mile run. We can throw it up here. Nice normal pace 10-mile run for me. I think it was about a 750 something pace. Yeah, I'm not saying this is so much better than the Vomero Plus, or you should definitely get this over the Vomero Plus, but it did clean up that geometry issue. And it doesn't have the 10 millimeter drop feel, at least on this first run. And maybe that's the key to having a 10 millimeter drop and not having it feel like a 10 millimeter drop. Just stuff 55 plus millimeters of foam in the back here. That could be the trick, right? So good qualities of it, highly cushioned, bouncy, fun. It takes the impact off, and it's unique. And I think those last two are really gonna be where it spikes versus the category. So, you know those octagonal maps, right? And it has on each axis, I don't even know what you call it, each point of the octagon would say something like speed, comfort, fun. And this is a common thing for chocolates or coffees or wines, and there'll be these spiky star shapes for each item that you're evaluating, right? So where this would spike the most, or how we do it on Instagram with our video game slider, where this would spike the most is really impact protection. I don't even know if we have that as one of the sliders. I'm sure we have something similar to it, but the more force I was putting into the shoe did not correspond to feeling like my body was feeling that force. What I'm trying to say is that's where it's breaking the equation, right? That's where the magic of the shoe comes in. I felt like I could slam my foot down, run hard. So say a 10 out of 10 effort for me is a 350 pace. I felt like I could go out and run a 350 pace, and the impact on my body would be more of like a 450 pace. And in the case of this run, because I was not doing 350 pace, I didn't test the shoe with strides or anything, but in the case of this run, it felt like every time I was getting down to 7 flat pace, yeah, it still felt aerobically like I was running a 7 flat pace. It wasn't making it that much easier. And that's where a shoe like the Fast R3 or the Evo SL or something, you're running a 7 flat pace, or you think you are, you look down at your watch, you're running a 640. That's not what it is with this. You run the 7 flat pace, in your body, it feels like you're running a 740, because it's just so much less impact, so much easier on the body. I'm extremely beat up, man. My lower back, this is my telltale sign. Everyone has one. It's almost like a thermometer or a barometer for how you're feeling. For me, when I'm pushing really hard, it's my lower back. It's not pain. It's just, I don't even know how to describe it. It's almost like this fatigue, this deep fatigue. It's like my central nervous system is sapped and everything. And I was feeling that yesterday, man. The second run I did yesterday after the 17-miler in the morning was an 8-mile, just long, slow recovery run in the afternoon. 9-minute miles. I think I even might have thrown a 10-minute mile there in the morning. And man, I really don't ever run 10 mile, or not in the morning, on the first mile of that recovery run, because I was just so beat up. I rarely run that pace. So coming into this super beat up, it's completely taken that burden off. So that is the secret sauce to this shoe. Not a particularly fast shoe, not a particularly nimble shoe, but the way that it just eats and absorbs the impact is quite unique. I think Brooks Glycerin Max was coming to mind, a shoe that does a similar thing, but the way that this moves you along is different. It's just very smooth, man. And initially I was hating on the shoe and calling it a Hummer EV. Who needs that? It's just a whole lot of tech. It's big and it's heavy. Nobody asked for it. And there is a part of me that still feels like this is overbuilt, but I mean, who cares? It's innovation, right? It's fun, it's cool, let the brands cook. But where I was landing in terms of the car that it would be is something like the Lincoln Navigator. You get the air springs, it's a big luxury vehicle. No, you don't need it. You can get the body on frame drop down of that, which would be the Ford Expedition. But if you are looking for the utmost in comfort, the utmost in something that's cool, that would be this. So that's the good. The bad and the not so good, a 360 gram shoe is a 360 gram shoe. You can't get around that fact. And the shoe, no matter how much it feels like it's running for you, is not. And especially when I'm going on the uphills, that's where I could feel this. So when I was feeling more tired, when I wasn't able to move through the platform as smooth, especially on the uphills, that's where I was feeling some of the issues with this. It's almost like the power gets, it's hard for it to shift gears and go up the hill with the weight of it. So that was really the downside of it. And then at some of the slower paces, it just felt overbuilt and like too much shoe on foot. Other downsides, I guess the price would be one. It's over $200, but to me, I mean, you're paying for the innovation here. This is a complete unnecessary shoe. Nobody needs a shoe like this. If you're looking for something cushioned, for 95% of people out there, the Vomero 18 will be just fine. The Nimbus 27 will be just fine. The Ghost Max 3 will be just fine. So it's not a shoe you need. It's a shoe that you want. It's a shoe that will get you excited potentially about running. It's a shoe that hopefully will put a smile on your face when you're running. So for that, it's a thumbs up, man. So this was better than I expected, better than I thought it would be for sure. I really need some more miles to get that verdict or true feeling with this shoe. And for me, it's always about, with these mileage eater type of shoes, the mileage stackers, the max cushion cruisers, whatever you want to call them, the mileage monsters, the behemoths, it's always about, do I get them up to 100? Am I reaching for it, right? Something like the A6 Mega Blast, I got that up to 100 in a week because I couldn't stop running in it. Versus Primex Strung 3, I ran it 3 or 4 times and then it petered out. It didn't have a huge spot in my rotation. I do think I'll be pulling for this more, but for me, it's just, I'm excited to see how much this will actually have a place in my rotation and how much it will have a place in other people's rotation, right? Because there are tons of good shoes out there. There are tons of fun shoes out there. And if you have a rotation, are you going to be pulling for the 360 gram max cushion shoe consistently when you have other stuff to run in, right? This is significantly heavier than even the Vomero Plus. And I know a lot of people out there just got the Vomero Plus. I learned that the hard way. And a lot of people love the Vomero Plus. I also learned that the hard way. So if you just got the Vomero Plus, is it worth picking this up? I mean, that's for you to decide, but it is a totally different experience than the Vomero Plus. I do think the ride experience of this is more what a lot of people were expecting from the Vomero Plus, with the super bouncy feel, with that more of that fun roll characteristic, because the Invincible 3 was a very soft shoe, a super bouncy shoe for his time, a super fun shoe for his time. The Vomero Plus and the Vomero 18, none of them quite hit the same level, and that's what I was saying in the 100-mile review of the Vomero Plus. It's not on the same level as the Mag Max. I want it to be there, but it's just not. And of course, I got hate mail because of that. But this is on that level, right? This is on that level, and there are trade-offs and there are compromises, and there is never not going to be a trade-off or a compromise, especially when we are bringing something new and different to market. But to me, this is what I want to see brands doing. You have your Vomero 18 as your tried and true shoe. You have your Pegasus. Give us something different. So yeah, this is a thumbs up. I'm not going to give it a letter rating just because I don't want the overweight divorcees in the comments this morning, but I really enjoyed it. It's comfortable. I don't have a whole lot of bad to say about the platform and what it's delivering. It's just going to be, do you want a shoe with this intended purpose? So with that, let us close it out with the 3 questions that we always ask and answer in the first run reviews. First, how does this shoe compare to its intended purpose? Now, Nike Vomero, the Silo, right, the product lineup, you have the standard, you have the plus, you have the premium. It's designed for max cushioning. So this is supposed to be the max out of all the maxes. It's the maxiest. They should have called this the Vomero Max. That would have been cool, right? The premium and plus, to me, they both sound like the same thing. Anyway, this is designed for the utmost in comfort and cushion. The Vomero 18, I liked. The Vomero Plus, I also liked. That one had some more issues. To me, this one does a nice job being the maxiest of the maxiest. You are getting the most cushion, you are getting the most comfort, you are getting the most bounce. So I will give it a thumbs up for its intended purpose. If the goal of this were to deliver one of the most comfortable, fun, soft cushion rides out there, they achieved it, right? They really did achieve it with this shoe, and they're not bringing any new brand new technology to market. This AirPod has existed for, I don't know, a long time. I think it even predates the Alpha Fly, maybe not, but the AirPods have existed forever. ZoomX has existed for, I don't know, 7 years or something, and I'm really curious what version of ZoomX this is. If anybody knows the actual thing, let me know. Oh, something I also did not pick up on up there. This is a plastic heel clip, like the Invincible 3, like the Saucony Endorphin Shift 3. Look at that. Plastic heel clip. So that's helping with the stability. Can't believe I missed that. I think I just thought it was foam. Yeah, plastic heel clip in the bag. So yeah, it is offering the comfort and the cushion, and it is offering some stability. Now I need to get some more miles on it, and I'm only one person and I don't run in a bunch of stability shoes, but to me the stability was not bad at all. I am surprised at how supportive it felt and how normal it felt. Not the ride experience in general, but the landing felt really normal, and I wasn't feeling like my ankles were getting worked or anything, and also the calves weren't getting worked. So it completely takes the pressure off, which brings me to question number 2. How does it compare to the other shoes in the category? This is a different beast, man. Softer, weirder, bouncier. If we want to compare it to the Mag Max, that has more of a normal feel for sure. This is just, yeah, that gelatinous feeling that was in the Pegasus Premium, that's in here some. But it also does have just this fun, effervescent, joyous quality, especially on the front, that makes it just a really enjoyable shoe to run in. So, yeah, out of the category, I mean, this seems like it could be one that's up there for me. Again, only the miles will tell, but I did really enjoy it, and I think it's one that, like a lot of these Max Cushion shoes, it is going to take some time to get a feel for it, because first few miles I did not like it. I told you to put your money in an investment account or take your fiance out for a nice dinner. I still do think those are good ideas, but the whole massage thing might have to wait. The couples massage and the spa retreat, I don't know. Don't get your fiance mad at me, but it might have to wait. Question number 3, how does this compare to everything else on the market? It's a whole lot more expensive than everything else on the market. It's not a shoe you need. This is a completely superfluous, ridiculous, utterly American product, and I gosh dang love it because of that, man. This right here is why people hate America, man. This shoe right here is why people hate America, and I love it. It's just so unnecessary, but it's so good. It shouldn't work, but it does. There are elements to it that I absolutely hate, but it's awesome, dude. I don't know. This is not an intelligent analysis type of shoe. This shoe goes stupid. This is dummy, man. This is dummy for your feet. You know that Future song? Going dummy. Yeah, that's this song right here. I think I just mixed Every Day We Lit by PNB Rock with Going Dummy by Future. R.I.P. PNB Rock, by the way. It's a banger. It is a banger. It's not perfect, but if you want something that's going to put a smile on your face, this is it. And I don't know, by 100 miles, I could say this is absolutely ridiculous, but I'm telling you right now, this is absolutely ridiculous. So yeah, I don't think there's any more intelligent insights I can give you. If you want something that's a new and different experience, you're not going to be disappointed. If you want something that's a tried and true workhorse, this is not it. But if you're a sicko, or you're looking for something super comfortable, or you're looking for the latest and greatest when it comes to fire, swag, and dad drip, this is it. So yeah, I can give this a thumbs up. I think a lot of people are going to enjoy it. It's just all about what you're looking for, man. It's not a lightweight shoe. You just have to know that going into it. Sometimes people will get these Max Cushion shoes and then they say that they feel too bulky. Well, if you think Max Cushion shoes in general are too bulky, definitely don't get this. But if you are a Max Cushion gang member and you want a new experience, then get this. Last thing I'll say, if you just got the Mega Blast, that's the better choice in terms of a shoe that you can just put a ton of miles on, a lot of range. This doesn't have, it doesn't feel like it has the most versatility. I personally, telling you this right now, I am never gonna run a workout in this shoe. I mean, if your tempo workouts are maybe 7-minute pace range and 8-minute pace range, I'm sure you could, and I'm sure Connor Mance has done a marathon workout in this. He does a marathon workout and everything, but just in terms of what I am gonna do, I'm never running a workout in it. So it's going to be more of a specialized mileage shoe. But if you're trying to get into high mileage and you want something fun, this could be a good pick. Of course, we got to stay tuned for more testing. This was a 10-mile run. I don't know how it's going to feel at 12 miles. I don't know how it's going to feel at 14 miles for a 2-hour run. We will get all those insights. But it's a thumbs up, baby. I'm smiling. This is a good one. That is all I have for you today. I hope I didn't offend you too much. I'll be back tomorrow with another video. Dude, fire. Fire. I love it, man. This is the most Nike shoe ever. Just so gaudy, so garish, so unnecessary. But it just looks incredible and it feels incredible. What a great shoe. What a great shoe. I kind of hate it and I kind of love it. I don't know. It's like, I think if it were a movie, Talladega Nights, something like that. You know what I mean? If you're not first, you're last. Just ridiculous, excessive Americanness. Awesome. It's totally awesome. I mean, I wasn't off with the Hummer EV comment, right? Because that's one of the directions of American excess. Hummer EV. Lincoln Navigator is the other direction. One more thing, man. This is the Max Cushion Gang refuel right here. This is like if the Vomero Premium were a meal, just with how ridiculous it is. It's almost like a French dip sandwich, but without the classiness. It's a very American lunch. Charlie told me last week, she said, you basically make Chick-fil-A for your lunch every day. So that's what this is. They came home with some fresh focaccia. So I took basically half the focaccia, cut it in half, cut those halves in half, did some vegan buffalo chicken nuggets with the vegan cheddar. We have the arugula on top, so it's healthy. Plus, the pièce de résistance, the homemade honey mustard. So, I mean, look at that, bro. Look at that. Greta Gerwig? Never heard of her. But this right here is a movie. Oh, baby. Look at that, bro. Look at that. I mean, that's fire. With the crusty bread and everything. It's a movie. It's Ken Burns level right here. Boy's talking Civil War. I'm getting uncivil mileage. Hold on, man. One other thing. Look at this. I know people think I'm joking about the whole Mizuno. Look at this. This is the ranking of my last 10 videos performance. Mizuno, 10th. 10th. The lowest. Brooks Glycerin Max 3. Got more views than the Mizuno Wave Rebellion Pro 3 Low. That's embarrassing, man. I'm trying to make Mizuno cool. I'm trying to hype it up. Because it's fire. It's just not working. It's just not working. The Brooks Glycerin Max 3. Gosh dang. All right, man. Run number 2. I'm going to get more mileage in the Vomero Premium. Because you know what they say? If you can't be first, drop the longest video. Yeah, I got time today, brother. So I'm going to drop a 10-10 double in the... I mean, why not, right? We got the Vomero Premium. Why not? It would be disrespectful to everything I stand for if I didn't put a 20-mile day, 20-piece on the first day with these. We got to do it. We got to do it. It's like a lot of people want to buy a Toyota 4Runner, and then they never take it off-road. You got to get that thing dirty. Man, we got to see, are these really mileage monsters? And guess what? If they weren't that good, this is what I was saying this morning. Man, if they weren't that good, I wouldn't be excited to lace these up. So this is already proven to me, the fact that I'm coming back out here for the double with these, this is already proven to me that I liked it. By the way, these were so tall that they bumped up against the top of the stackerator and they got rust on them. I got rust on my Nikes. That's crazy. All right, second round of the day. Let's do it.
Oh, low mileage boys out here. Get your miles up, dude.
Soon as you hear my voice, you know it's Rick. You ain't gotta check the stack, you know it's big. Huh? Rose!
I'm telling you, bro. Stack check. Rick Ross. Banger. Maybe I should pivot and be a DJ Khaled type figure. Just screaming and shouting. I think a lot of the similar skill sets as him. I could bring people together. I can shout. And I also have that same annoying, hateable quality. I don't think DJ Khaled is annoying and hateable, but a lot of people do. And I think the same type of people that are bothered by him are bothered by me. So maybe that'll be the next iteration, 2026, Slug Life Volume 1. I'll just enter my DJ Khaled era. Mileage! We the best! All right. 10 miles. Let's see. 10.3 miles. 8:49 pace, 1 hour, 30 minutes, 54 seconds, average 117 heart rate, dude. That was just absolutely brutal slogfest. One of those runs that just has me questioning everything that I have committed myself to. And here's the thing. I don't think running has to be this unenjoyable, and this is it felt like a purposeless, pointless run. I don't know if this is a run that would even help build my fitness, but I'm banking the mileage, and I'm going away this weekend on vacation. Vacation also is what I've realized means you just do more work beforehand. That's what vacation is. So I banked another 20-mile day today, 10 in the morning, 10 in the afternoon, in the Vomero Premium. I'm not sure I really learned anything new about this shoe. I will do another high-mileage day in this thing, but it's just an absolute behemoth, man. This is such a ridiculous shoe. It's just a preposterous concept. Yeah, I don't know. I love it, though. I do love it. I think that's what I realized. I love it, and I hate it at the same time. I also think, here's my take. You can get rid of every single other shoe Nike can, and then you keep the Vomero 18, the Plus, and the Premium. That's all you need. In the Vomero 18, that becomes the Pegasus. The Plus, that's the Vomero. And this is the Invincible. And really, that's all you need. I think, and get away with all the other stuff. Do away with all the other stuff. I guess you could keep the Pegasus Plus, call that the Peg Turbo, keep the Gloomfly bricks, keep the Streak Fly, and the Alpha Fly. That's all you need. 6 shoes right there. Delete everything else, man. Was that 6 or 7? I guess you can keep the Structure, too. You can have 1 stability shoe. I don't know what they're going to do with 3 stability shoes. Structure Plus, Structure, and Structure Premium is just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, Nike Vomero Premium, 20-mile day. Couldn't be the first, but I could be one of them. Definitely could be one of them, one of the people to have reviewed this shoe. So we accomplished that, and I ran 20 miles in it injury-free. So that's what we learned about this thing today. If you're looking for just a clown type of shoe that you can run in and get some laps in, that would be this thing. I love it and I hate it, and it's just a beautiful beast of a shoe. It really is. So I think we could say it's a mileage monster. It's a hype beast and a mileage monster at the same time. All right, man, time to actually edit this mess of a video.